everyone. My name is JoAnn and this is my project for the Critical and Creative Thinking class. What I've chosen to do is make flowers out of each of the creators I chose each week. Each of these dynamic individuals made significant contributions to their arts. Learning about them and discovering ways in which we are alike and different has helped me to have a greater appreciation for their lives and the contributions they made. First, I'll start with Henry Miller. Henry Miller was born December 26, 1891, and he died June 7, 1980, at the age of 89. He was an American author, an actor, and a critic, and at a very early age, he developed a love for reading. He was married 5 times, and 3 children came out of those marriages, 1 son and 2 daughters. His most famous works include The Tropical Cancer, which was published in 1934, and the sequel, The Tropical Capricorn, which was published in 1939. Some ways that we are similar include our sense of humor, which will sometimes be very sarcastic, and we both were born into poverty, and we had a love for learning. Some ways that we differ include Mr. Miller did not believe in God, whereas I do believe in the Heavenly Creator. And he was against any traditional marriage and education, whereas I had a traditional marriage, and I have chosen to continue my formal education. Next, we have Richard P. Feynman. Feynman was born May 11, 1918, and he died February 15, 1988, at the age of 69. He was an American physicist, a professor, and an author. In 1965, he won a Nobel Prize for Physics. At an early age, he developed a love for math and the sciences. While working on the Manhattan Project, he helped to create the atomic bomb. In 1942, he received his doctorate in physics from Princeton University. He was married 3 times. His first wife, Arlene, was considered to be his soulmate. After Arlene died, Feynman married 2 more times. 2 children came out of those marriages with his last wife, Carl, his son, and then they later adopted a daughter, Michelle. Some ways that we are similar include we both have a quirky sense of humor. He was married to his soulmate, Arlene, his first wife. I was married to my soulmate, Francisco, my only husband. We both are minorities. He is Jewish and I'm African American. And we both have college degrees. He has a doctorate and I have a bachelor's degree. Some ways that we differ include he had a brilliant mind and a love for math and sciences. I am not that brilliant. Neither do I share a love for math or the sciences. He has won many awards for his work, and he was very artistic and creative. As a matter of fact, he taught himself how to paint by taking art classes. Next, I will move on to Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf was born January 25th, 1882, and she died March 28th, 1941, at the age of 59. She was a British author, a feminist, and a critic, and she loved to write. She had a modernistic writing style. Her most famous book was called Mrs. Dalloway. Unfortunately, Virginia suffered from depression and bipolar disorder. In 1941, she committed suicide by drowning herself. Her husband cremated her ashes and stored them at the family home. Ways that we are similar include, upon my death, I wish to be cremated. We both have a love of writing, and we both suffer strained relationships with our half-siblings. Some ways that we differ include, Virginia has several lesbian relationships, and I am heterosexual. She was a feminist and outspoken against discrimination and treatment of women. I believe in equal rights for everyone. Next, I will move on to Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou was born April the 4th, 1928, and she died May 28th, 2014 at the age of 86. She was an African American author, a literary icon, a civil rights activist, a poet, singer, dancer, actress, and a teacher. Unfortunately, when she was 7 years old, Maya was sexually assaulted by her mother's boyfriend. When she told her uncle and her brother what had happened, they found the man and beat him up, and he died as a result of that beating. Because Maya felt guilty because she had told, she became mute for 5 years. Maya married 2 times in her life. Her son, Guy, was born when she was 16 years old, and his father was her high school boyfriend. Her most famous works include I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. In 1993, she recited a famous poem at President Clinton's 1993 inauguration. Maya was the first African American movie producer with the production of her 1972 film, Georgia, Georgia. She had a record-setting 2-year run on the New York Times paperback nonfiction bestseller list. And she was the first black female streetcar conductor in San Francisco, California. Some ways that we are similar include we're both African Americans, we're both mothers, and we have a sassy sense of humor. As a matter of fact, when Maya was young, her sense of humor got her in trouble when she sassed a white store clerk and had to end up leaving town because of that. We both have faced discrimination at an early age in the South. Some ways that we differ include she was a civil rights activist and inspired many people, including President Obama and Oprah Winfrey. Unfortunately, I don't have that type of influence, sometimes not to my own children. Now I'll move on to Eugene Harrogel. Harrogel was born March 20th, 1884, and died in 1955 at the age of 71. He was a German philosopher, a theologian, and a professor. In 1937, he joined the Nazi Party, and he was given the number 549332. 5499, 332. His famous work includes Zen and the Art of Archery. He had a love for Japanese culture, and he was married 2 times. Our similarities include love and knowledge of different cultures, and he loved to relax and meditate. Our differences include him belonging to the Nazi Party, and he studied martial arts, and he was interested in learning about mysticism at a very early age. He received his doctorate degree in philosophy in 1913. My last creative flower is Isadora Duncan. Oops, can't get that in there. Born Angela Isadora Duncan in either 1877 or 1878, conflicting records record her birth. She was born on May 26th. She died September 14, 1907. She had 2 children, Deidre, her daughter, and Patrick, her son. She was a feminist who believed in evolution, which made her a Darwinist, and a communist, and she believed in free love. She suffered great tragedies during her lifetime. Her two children and their nanny died by drowning. The car that they were riding in rolled down the bank of the same river and they drowned. Her husband, Sergei, committed suicide. He suffered from a mental illness. Isadora, as a matter of fact, suffered a horrific death herself. While she was riding in a friend's automobile, her long scarf got caught in the axle wheel of the car she was riding in, and it strangled her, and she died as a result of that. Her creative dance interpretations earned her the moniker of the mother of modern dance. She had several lesbian relationships during her lifetime. One with Natalie Barnes, who was a writer, Mercedes D. Acosta, who was a poet, and Eleanor Ducey, an actress. Some ways we are similar are we have a love for dancing. Her love is ballerina. I'm sorry, her love was ballet, and mine is more contemporary R&B. We both lost loved ones in death, our husbands, and we both have a freedom of expression. The ways we differ are Isadora believes in evolution. I believe in the Heavenly Father, God. She was a feminist, and I believe in equal rights for all. She was against any traditional ideals of marriage and believed in free love. I, on the other hand, believe in monogamy. Well, these are my creative bouquets. I hope you have enjoyed my YouTube video, and I thank you for your attention.